I'm Emily, 31, and I've been with my girlfriend, Zoe, 32, for 3 years. We're serious about each other, always talking about our future, picking out furniture, planning vacations, and saving up to move in together. Our apartments are too small for both of us, so we've been spending weekends touring places, imagining where we'll hang our photos or cook dinner together. Zoe's my partner in every sense, and my family knows her well. She's been to our family barbecues, helped my mom with Christmas dinner last year, and even joined us for my dad's 60th birthday. She's not just my girlfriend. She's part of our family, or so I thought. My older brother, Mark, is 34. He's been with his fiancée, Laura, 29, for a bit over 2 years, and they got engaged last spring. Their wedding's been the talk of every family gathering, where it'll be, who's invited, what food they'll serve. They planned a church ceremony followed by a big reception at a fancy venue nearby. I was excited for them. Mark's my big brother, and I wanted to celebrate his day. I assumed Zoe would be my plus one, like any other partner would be. We'd been joking about what to wear, and whether we'd dance to the cheesy songs Laura loves. About a month ago, Mark called me. He sounded weird, like he was tiptoeing around something. After some small talk about work and the weather, he said, "Emily, I need to talk about the wedding." I said, "Sure, what's up?" He paused, then said, "I don't think it's a good idea for Zoe to come to the ceremony." I froze. He went on, saying the wedding was in a church and Laura's family was traditional. He said Zoe could come to the reception, but he'd prefer she skip the ceremony. I was floored. Why? I asked. Zoe's family too. He repeated that Laura's family was traditional and might not be okay with a same-sex couple at the church. I pointed out that our younger sister, Claire, was bringing her boyfriend of 6 months to the ceremony. Mark mumbled something about it being different, but he didn't have a real answer. It hit me hard. This wasn't about tradition. It was about Zoe and me being a lesbian couple. I felt angry and hurt, like my brother was choosing strangers' comfort over us. I told Zoe about it that night at her place. We were eating pizza, and I just blurted it out. She listened quietly, then said, "I don't want to make things hard for you or your family. I'm fine coming to the reception and letting you go to the ceremony alone." Her calm response made me love her even more, but it also made me mad. Why should she have to be the bigger person? I told her it wasn't fair, that she deserved to be there as much as anyone. I called Mark back the next day and said, "If Zoe can't come to the ceremony, I'm not going either. I'll just show up at the reception with her." That set off a firestorm. My parents called, saying I was overreacting and it wasn't personal. Claire texted me, saying it was Mark and Laura's day, so I should respect their wishes. Even my aunt chimed in, saying I was making a big deal out of nothing. I started doubting myself. Maybe I was being too stubborn. But the more I thought about it, the more it bugged me. Zoe and I have been together longer than Mark and Laura. We're planning our life together. Why was Zoe being singled out when Claire's boyfriend was welcome? I posted online to get some perspective, asking if I was the jerk for refusing to go without Zoe. Relevant comments. Commenter, expat_89, NTA, was going to say yes H for not accepting she could attend the reception, but then read your family, said, "It's not personal," which it definitely is. Excluding your GF from the wedding to appease the future in-laws is ridiculous.
Ops response.
I was ready to just skip the wedding and go to the reception with her, as it feels scummy to me to just be like, "I'll meet you there." Commenter, Wesco_Asked94, NTA. How else are you supposed to take this? Your brother is willing to accommodate bigots rather than his sister. I understand that it is his wedding, but to not want your GF there because you are in a same-sex relationship is just appalling. Also, the people who are attending the wedding should have their focus on the wedding, not you two. As for your GF, it says a lot that she was willing to go to the reception so that you wouldn't miss the wedding. She is a saint. Commenter, Jill182. The dumbest part of all of this is the clutching of pearls at the idea of 2 lesbians existing inside of a church. They can't even tolerate the presence of an LGBTQ person? Do they think they're going to make out in the church the whole time? Grow up. OP's response. Most ironic part of all, I've been with her longer than he has his wife-to-be, yet it feels like we're being made out as less. Commenter, valuable_ad_742. I want to know why your GF is accepting it. OP's response. Because she's an amazing woman who doesn't want to cause any more issues or alienate me from my family. Update 1. Same day, November 4th, 2021. Hey, everyone, it's Emily again. After reading your comments and talking with Zoe, I decided to call Laura to get her side of the story. She'd always been nice to us. Once she even joined Zoe and me for lunch at a cafe, laughing and swapping stories, so I was confused about this traditional family excuse. I called her that afternoon, explained what Mark told me, and asked if she was okay with Zoe at the ceremony. Laura was shocked. She said, "Emily, I had no idea. That's not true at all. She told me her family wasn't traditional like Mark claimed. Her gay cousin was even her maid of honor. Laura said Mark told her Zoe had to work and couldn't make the ceremony. She was mortified, apologized over and over, and said she'd talk to Mark right away. I felt a mix of relief and anger. Relief that Laura wasn't behind this, but anger that Mark lied. Zoe and I talked it over and we decided to wait and see what happened next before making any big moves. Update 2 to 1 day later, November 5th, 2021. Things got more complicated. Zoe and I were having coffee, talking about Laura's call, when she shared something I didn't expect. Before we started dating, Mark got drunk at a friend's party and tried to hit on her. Zoe turned him down, and since we weren't together yet, she figured he was too drunk to remember and let it go. She never told me because it didn't seem like a big deal at the time. But now, she wondered if Mark's weirdness about her coming to the wedding was tied to that moment. Maybe he felt awkward or held a grudge. I was stunned. It made me question everything. Was Mark's traditional family excuse just a cover? Was he trying to avoid Zoe because of his own embarrassment? I didn't know what to think, but it made me even more set on standing by Zoe. If Mark had a problem with her, he needed to own it, not hide behind lies about Laura's family. I decided I wasn't going to let him control who I bring to family events, wedding or not. Zoe and I agreed we'd talk to Laura again to make sure everything was clear, but we were leaning towards skipping the wedding entirely if things didn't change. Relevant comments. Commenter. Forum Performance 66. Was your brother in a relationship with his future wife when he tried to make a pass at your girlfriend? If yes, it would be interesting in asking him directly if that's the secret he wants to keep and the reason why he doesn't want her there. Could there be more that neither you or his GF know about him? Opie's response. No, this was before my girlfriend and I were dating and we've been together longer than him and his future wife. Final update, later that day, November 5th, 2021. Hey everyone, it's Emily with one last update. Zoe and I made a big decision. We're not going to Mark's wedding, ceremony, or reception if it happens. Instead, I booked us a weekend trip to a cozy Airbnb on the beach for the same weekend. We'll relax, walk by the ocean, and put any extra money toward the deposit for our future home. It felt like the right way to prioritize us and avoid more drama. I texted Mark to tell him we wouldn't be there. He called me, furious, saying Laura had torn into him for lying about her family. He admitted they'd fought so badly the wedding might be off, though I'm not sure if that's true or just him lashing out. Then he said something that really hurt. He blamed me, saying my phase had caused all this trouble. I'm bisexual, and Mark's always acted like my relationship with Zoe is temporary, like I'll end up with a man someday. I told him that was garbage, and I was done talking until he could respect me and Zoe. I've gone no contact with him for now, and I'll only consider reconnecting if he makes serious amends. Laura reached out later, saying she postponed the wedding. She told Mark she won't marry him unless he goes to therapy to deal with his issues. Apparently, he broke down during their fight, and a lot of personal stuff came up, stuff he's been bottling up for years. She's moved back with her parents for now to get some space. I invited Laura to visit us if she needs a break from Mark, and she said she might take me up on it. My family was in the dark about Mark's real reasons for excluding Zoe. When they found out he lied, they were horrified. My parents called to apologize, saying they thought they were just avoiding drama and didn't know the full story. Claire sent a long text, saying she felt awful for pushing me to go. They've invited Zoe and me over for dinner to make things right, and we're planning to go next week. Laura's family also reached out. They invited us to their Christmas dinner, wanting us to see they're not what Mark made them out to be. Zoe's excited. She loves big family gatherings, and I'm looking forward to meeting them properly. For now, Zoe and I are focusing on our beach trip and our apartment hunt. This whole mess showed me who really matters, and I'm grateful for Zoe's strength through it all. More comments. Commenter. Apothecarius. NTA. Your last edit. Are you and your partner monogamous, or? Because if you're open to a third, all I am going to say is consider stealing the potential SIL2, and you can end this family fight as the once and for all victor. Assert dominance as the superior sibling. OP's response. We're monogamous and she is straight, but if when we get our new place and she needs a place to stay for a while, she'll be more than welcome. She has already been offered my sofa if she needs some space from my brother for a bit.